A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are good. I'm alright, I got back from work, so I'm having a little blaze and I've actually got into my IPA a bit recently, and I've just bought a brew dog. It's really nice actually. I'm not usually a fan of IPA, but yeah, it's really nice. So if you're in England or elsewhere, probably American, yeah, go and grab yourself one. Nice. Okay, let's get on with the business then. So you join me for a 2v2. You can see it's quite far into the battle, but that's because we've got a Voyeur here at the back, Sparky. So their team is Bacchus Malice on one side and Tut on the other. You can see my pausing skills are not the greatest. I had it on triple and I couldn't get the thing to stop before I stopped it. So everyone's just started moving since they stopped, which is a pain, but I'm not going back and doing it again, so you just have to deal with it. Bacchus looks like he's got 3 archers, 6 cav, and then the rest of that's going to be urban, set out in 2 lines and then 3 for his peeler unit. Tut has got he's got 1 unit of or 2 units of phalanx pikemen for his peeler unit, 3 silver shield legionnaires which are going to chuck them back, and then the rest of them royal pikes, couple of archers, and then the main stuff, which is the cataphracts, which 6 of them with an experience stripe or 2. Yeah, nasty. So we'll have to watch out for them, and obviously we haven't got really anything to defend against them. So yeah, we need to make sure they don't get their teeth into us. I'm on the right flank. I'm facing up against the Seleucids. I've got a couple of archers as that. Couple of archer auxiliary and then the rest of them urban. So the main difference is just obviously between me and Bacchus is that he's got 1 more archer, I've got 1 more urban. Oh no, I've got 5 cav as well. So there you go. On the left side on my team is Pace. He's gone 14-6, is it, by the look of it? Yep, so he's not worried about the archers. Okay. Obviously my archers are here to take out the pikes if I can. I would imagine I would bring them out here. I'll start bringing them out here. That will force him to either face me up, but I'll have the range on his archers. It'll force Bacchus to bring his archers over, but that will A, take a while, and then B, he's already started going that way. Or it'll mean they'll have to bring their cav out to face him up or chase him down, which will knacker out his cataphracts or bring him away from the other end. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, plan-wise, I mean, you know, I'm not one for making plans, if you see what I mean. I just sort of go with the flow of it, and, you know, I don't even tell or ask people to really do anything unless there's a specific sort of strategy I think might work. I'll just sort of do what I do, and if people are on the same wavelength they are, if they're not, they're not. So you can see the first thing I'm going to do is try and close the angle and try and force the Seleucid to back over like he is, and then close his angle off to face off towards the cataphracts at the back. That'll allow me to push right in on him, basically. And what I'll be able to do is, because I'm not too worried about the Seleucid infantry, to be honest with you, so I'll probably push up and jam myself left so that I can line up a couple of halves of my peeler units over this side. And then Pace can then move his units a bit further to the left, which allows him to flank a lot more aggressively. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, you can see Tut's bringing his cav over to the left. I'm not sure what we're doing. Pace has actually brought his over to the middle, and I'm marrying up mine over to the right. So the fact I've taken mine over to the right means my archers are probably going to go on their merry dance in a minute. What they'll be thinking is that we're all right to bring our cav over here because obviously it's all pikes, so we're not going to be, even if I rushed him now with my infantry, we're not going to get good strikes on him. You can see we've left ourselves well open on this side. Pace he had 2 flanking units out there. They've both been charged by not all of the cataphracts, half the cataphracts and all of the SPQR cav. One of them's routed off, which isn't too much of a surprise, but you can see he's peeled off a couple more of the left here. Just keep your eye on what I'm doing out here on the right hand side. Looks like my cav's coming over to give a hand, which has forced the Praetorians to go back. The cataphracts aren't going to worry too much because then he'll want the charge, if you know what I mean, and then I'll get counter-charged and get taken right out of the game. SPQR and the cataphracts are now coming in for another charge. Yeah, I've abandoned my attempt to help out Pace on this left-hand side. He doesn't seem too fussed about his. So it looks like he's going to send his general over along with a couple more urbans. There's another one of his urbans. I think that was one of his Peeler shield. Oh no, there's his Peeler shield routed at the top. So they're rushing the infantry, the cataphracts, all the Praetorian cav over on this left-hand side. It looks like we're sort of thinking they're urbans, they'll take care of themselves. But we're getting whittled down pretty quickly, basically, because from what I can see, he's only got 3 in reserve in his general, which is off here somewhere. I guess he has his reasons for that, but I would personally put my general probably around where the cursor is here, just to give a bit of morale boost to everything. I'm actually shimmying my infantry across just to do what I said at the beginning, to overlap. You can see our cav coming in from the back, from the rear right, if you keep an eye on that. We'll just keep an eye down here just to see how much of Pace's army they can tear through. Yeah, in comes the last of the reserve units. But to be honest with you, when you think about it, if we can sacrifice, or if Pace's army gets sacrificed, but it takes out most of the Praetorian cav, the cataphracts, and the majority of the SPQR infantry, and all we're left with is my full army, our full cav, and Seleucid infantry, we're going to fancy that fight. But looks like they've seen the danger. The Seleucids are sending out his cataphracts to come and marry up with ours. They've seen what we're doing now. You can see Tut's actually facing up a couple of pikes to defend against us charging. Don't think that's our target though. You can see where my guys are actually lining up, and you can see that I'm rushing my units in to engage the SPQR with this nice general that's beaming me in the face saying please smash me from the back. You can see some of Pace's army actually did really well there. That's because he's not done really well, but he's distracted them out on the left. So Pace has sent in his Praetorian cav to come in. The cataphracts have come in. I'm sending my guys in for their big Hollywood hit now, but Tut's done quite well. So I'm actually going to shimmy around them, try and come in from this angle here where my guys. I'm trying to engage the general on all sides. I'll probably use this guy as a blocker for the cataphracts and then send my cav in from the back. If I can take out this SPQR general and a couple of the units, he's not going to have nothing left, and I'm going to have my full urbans left. Looks like the cataphracts are going to intercept me, but they're only going to catch 1 or 2 of them out. So in comes my charge here. Am I going to get that general? I've got 3-4 units going in there, so that's not too bad. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, nice. Taking out that general, so that's happy days. Yep, there he goes. He routes off. Looks like Bacchus has seen what's happening now. He's going to come in and attack the back of my units that are engaged, which with Tuck coming in from the other side that could rout me, but my cav's all in there as well. So I'm probably just going to leave it in there for a minute just to keep the numbers up while I roll a couple of units across. You can see I've got surrounded, but now Pace is coming in with the remnants of his units to surround the SPQR. Otherwise, Seleucids isn't doing a lot on this side. My army's a bit of a mess, but I think I've actually got quite a lot of it left. I don't see too many of my units routed off. If anything, it's the SPQR units coming off. In comes Bacchus. Yeah, not great there. I would have been tempted to come from here and hit me this way up the line in front of the SPQR troops. And try and clear out 3 or 4 then, rather than go for these guys who are not, these were here just to keep Tut from running all his infantry over, basically. I had no intention of doing anything with them. And now he's just got counter-charged by me. This is going to allow me to turn my army backwards. Cataphract-wise, there's a few going around, but you can see Pace is doing really well. He's dragging them out the way. They're all going to be tired. Yeah, that's good. So I'll be able to rout them off with my cav now if I get a good hit on them. Where is my cav? Oh, no, I won't. I haven't got a lot left. I should go over and face up now, but you can see we've actually totally surrounded the remnants of the SPQR infantry. Tut should really be running across, but I'm actually doing a pretty decent job of just leaving stuff in the way so that he can. In comes mine for the charge on the cataphracts from the back. Pace has got that unit that was running them off into the back. If we can get them, that will rout them off. The SPQR infantry that we were going for originally and surrounded is gone. There goes the last of the SPQR. There goes the cataphracts. There's one one more unit of cataphracts there, but really that's not, that's nothing there. So the plan's actually kind of 80% worked, with regards to us taking out the SBQR first. And although it didn't go too well, but when we look at it now, we've taken out the cataphracts, we've taken out the SBQR cav. All right, we haven't got as much cav as our own SBQR infantry and the cav, actually. We haven't got as much left as our cav as we would have liked, but I've got all my urbans left pretty much against all of the Seleucids. So I fancy that, because we should technically tear through all of that pretty easily by my eye. It looks to me like he's going to do a retreat now. This left flank's completely lost for him. The right flank we haven't been going for, so it's held. But yeah, you can see here it comes. I can see the square formation coming up, so he needs to pull him in quick. I should really be rushing my peeler units up to take them out where they're running out and out of formation, but I'm not doing it. So yeah, I'm concentrating on my infantry and cav. My cav's going to sit over there and rest up for a minute. I'm going to bring all my urbans around the back of here. We've got enough this side just to keep them honest. If I could get a little unit in there before they set up, that would be quite nice. Doesn't look like I'm going to do it though, but I could do with either taking this Testudo out or hitting this pike unit that's just on his own, because I can get to the side of that. There's a nice big gap here that I need to be rushing my units into, though he's plugging it with some legionaries, so that's pretty good. He's also going to run that pike unit back and now close that up. A box isn't a bad idea, but an actual square box can be a bit dodgy if it's not great, because yeah, you can see I can hit the side of this one here because he's not set up. And also the same on this side, I can hit the side of this one from here. So if anything, I think that one's going to rout first because he's getting attacked from both sides. This one's virtually non-existent. I don't think he's got any pikes left that he can patch that hole up either. What is the general doing? There's the general there. So the general's coming over across to patch that hole, but even he looks a little bit thin on the ground. And he's just got to dig in the back, actually. So yeah, that's not great. That might give me a signal to rush everything in. I'm going to rush my cav straight into the front of those pikes, which isn't great, but it's done a job, which is good. If I rush in all my urbans now, that should be that. Yeah, they're flaming us from the back, but there's not enough numbers to rout. In fact, Tut's admitted defeat. Or was that Bacchus has admitted defeat? Tut's still going, but he's only got some archers left now. Yeah, and that'd be that. So a little bit hectic. I probably should have paused that a couple of times, so sorry if it all sounds all mental, but yeah, I think I could see what they were doing at the beginning with that infantry and rush all on Pace's side, because they had the backup, of it being pikes on the other side, so we couldn't just roll over them on that side. I think if I was going to say anything, what they probably should have done is engage the whole front line of Pace first. You know what I mean? They should have run Bacchus's army, boom, straight up, routed the two peeler units just with the weight of the numbers, and then literally rushed the two reserve lines effectively, so that all 8 of his Pace's infantry was engaged. Then hit them from the cataphracts at the back. Then if they get countercharged, wheel around the SBQR cav around the back of Pace, and then hit him from the back. And yeah, he would have gone like a house of cards. That's probably what they probably wanted to do, but just the timing was out on it. But yeah, it was a good game to all. Interesting one. And yeah, we all learn a little every day, so happy days. Yeah, right, good game. See you later.
Call me Blaezer.